What's going on, everybody? Just thought I'd come in. Got about 15 minutes left in the sauna here. Haven't done a live Q&A here in a while. Thought I'd come in. Any questions you have, go ahead and ask them. We have a lot of cool content coming up. I have 2 videos filmed. One will be going live today. It should be pretty fun. Other than that, my weight is hovering around 225 to 230. I just got off a long road trip where I was literally on the road. I was in, what was it, 5 states in 6 days. It was crazy, and the last one was Sacramento. So I flew up Saturday night to Sacramento, landed at like 11:30 p.m. Got a little bit of sleep, went on Mark Bell's podcast. Went to bed, left for the airport at 3:30 a.m. and was home in the afternoon the next day. Went straight to work. Got a session in. So it's been really crazy. A lot of work, a lot of meetings, more office time than I'd like. But the good news is everything's popping, everything's going well. We're just growing as best we can, and yeah, our growth throughout the Vitamin Shop. Again, we did it. We're the #1 launch of the year. Uh, Within Vitamin Shop with the Outright Bar. So we used to be in the Vitamin Shop. We took some time off to figure some stuff out, contractually, figured it out. And now we're absolutely crushing it. They have 4 flavors in there: cookies and cream, cookie dough, s'mores, and birthday cake. Birthday cake is the newest flavor, and that's doing fantastic. Good news is Ambrosia Planta is going into Hy-Vee grocery stores. I believe the launch date is the probably 1st of September. It should be in all Hy-Vees, which is awesome for those of you in the Midwest. You can now get your Planta from your local grocery store. I know if you live in the Midwest, you're shopping at Hy-Vee. That's the greatest grocery store there is. And other than that, I'm here to answer your questions. So if you have any questions, ask them. If not, we will, we'll just go on. But I just wanted to be here, make sure that we're answering questions, make sure that if you have any concerns or any questions or anything about training, diet, supplementation, lifestyle, motivation, whatever it is, lifestyle, personal questions, impersonal questions, general questions, just want to make sure that everybody has the tools they need to, reach your goals, whatever those goals may be, whether those goals are weight training or muscle growth or lifestyle, making money, whatever it is. I'm here to help. So let's answer some questions. Looking Rips, thank you, Rat. Lay it down. Appreciate that. You motivate me to keep from Spike the Sabertooth. Make me to keep workout, become a bodybuilder. Thanks for all the videos. Thank you, Spike. I appreciate it. Hopefully it's more than that. Bodybuilding is pretty much just it's just an extension of life. You set goals, and then you hit those goals, and then you set a way to keep you in focus, to keep you centered. And also, if you're bodybuilding correctly, it'll keep you healthy. It'll keep you happy. It'll keep you optimal. I'm 43 years old this November, and I'm absolutely crushing it in life. I get to play with my kids. I get to coach sports. I get to coach our youth performance facility, Legacy of Carbon. So being in shape for your life is a life hack, and hopefully this will help you to do that yourself so you can understand what it's like to really, really crush it. From Bobby Binion, thoughts on cold exposure post-workout? Good question, Bobby. So cold exposure. Now, so here's what the data suggests. I've talked to many people, including Mike Israetel and others, about this. So at the end of the day, I say that a lot, don't I? So cold exposure or ice baths, for example. Taking a cold shower, I don't think will do much in terms of negative or positive, other than just a nice dopamine release, right? I don't think taking a shower, you shower on cold for 2 minutes, I don't think it's going to do much outside of neurological, outside of dopamine release, things like that, outside of the simple act of doing something that sucks, giving you that mental edge. But overall, I really don't see cold showers doing it. If you're talking about cold plunges, the cold plunge machine, that tub, I know Seamus has one. If you're trying to get unsore, okay, if you're trying to get better so you compete the next day in, let's say, football, basketball, and hypertrophy or muscle gain or strength gain is not your goal. Your goal is simply to get unsore and to be able to perform the next day, then yes, those can be beneficial. However, if your goal is hypertrophy, if your goal is growth, if your goal is strength gains, I highly recommend against using the ice bath post-workout. If you insist on doing the ice bath, do it apart from working out. So if you work out in the AM, do the ice bath in the PM. If you work out in the PM, do the ice bath in the PM. However, I do think that the good time to do it would be pre-workout, but post-workout, definitely not. It's actually been shown in studies to hinder muscle protein synthesis post-workout. which will hinder your gains, hinder your results. So I like ice baths. I like ice showers. I take a cold shower every morning, either pre or post workout. If I like, for example, after the sauna, I'm actually going to take a cold shower just to get unfucking sweaty. It feels good, right? And also, it just gives me a nice dopamine release and gives me energy throughout the day. But yeah, don't do a post workout with the plunge. Sup, Mark, you big hunk of man. And the chat, what's up, Simply Deep? That's what she said. Thank you, Dizzy Willow. Hey, Mark, how do you feel about hybrid training, endurance, and strength? I feel like running ultras and powerlifting together is really popping off. I don't think it's a good idea. You're not going to be great at one or the other. So I'm not a fan of ultra endurance running. I'm not really a fan of running in general or jogging, for example. The problem is it's a lot of stress on your joints. And I just think that I've never met an old runner who doesn't have pain everywhere, at least in their feet, their hips. I think you should choose. Okay, now if you're just doing it for fun, you like powerlifting, you like running, that's great. But if you actually want to get better and optimize one or the other, you need to choose. Am I a powerlifter or am I an endurance runner? This hybrid thing, in my opinion, is just a cool way to get clicks. And a lot of really good athletes do it. Chris Gethin, Nick Bear, and that's awesome. They do it better than I could ever do it. But in my opinion, they're both shortchanging themselves. And actually, science kind of backs me on this. It actually does. Um, Look, man, same reason I couldn't be a good bodybuilder. I had to either retire from bodybuilding or boxing to do the alternative. So you can't be both. So you can't be a great powerlifter. You can do both good, but you can't do both optimally. Hopefully that made sense. So if you want to do it, but just realize you're going to be shortchanging yourself in both. Thoughts on Mike Mentzer gaining such popularity recently, one set to failure? It's going to come and go. Like, people, there could be someone who's doing more one set to failure. I know that my buddy Paul Carter does it. Lift Run Bang. He's awesome. I love the guy. He's very smart. I think all training philosophies have their merits, and all should be used. I use everything from I like to undulate training for myself and my clients. I use everything from conjugate to rest pause, one set to failure type stuff. Um, Wing scapula, I actually, if you did come into my facility, Legacy at Carbon, I could definitely help you with it by strengthening the area around it. Legacyatcarbon.com. If you don't live in Franklin, Tennessee, you come here for a week and we'll work on you and teach you how to work on yourself. Thank you, Bobby. Any supplements you recommend? I recommend a lot of supplements. For what cause exactly? My base supplements I recommend everybody takes daily. MTS Nutrition Creapure Creatine, okay? MTS Nutrition Immortal Multivitamin. Ambrosia Nectar, and I don't make this product, nattokinase. At Tiger Fitness Cell Now Foods brand. Doctor's Best has one they have it at Vitamin Shop and on Amazon. Nattokinase actually prevents, it has FUs, which actually prevents clotting. With all these heart issues going on, all these blood clots, I don't know what's causing it. However, I do recommend supplementing with 4,000 to 8,000 FUs of nattokinase per day. How about you looking useful? I'm doing great, Simply Deep, and I'm not looking youthful at all. My face looks like a Shar-Pei, the dog. Workout is fun and helpful. Agreed, Sype. Mark, do you ever do a 3-day fast for I think I'm not a fan of fasting. Since I've been traveling, I've been eating as much as possible. I ate in the span of 2 hours 4 double chicken and rice meals from Chipotle, 4 of them. I lost 7 pounds in the last 4 days. If I was to fast for 3 days, I could literally do classic physique. I don't think fasting is going to do much, especially the intermittent type. If you like fasting, do it. If you feel it's a religious or a mental experience, great. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to caloric deficits. If you're in a caloric deficit, caloric deprivation, that's where the magic occurs. That doesn't mean you have to starve yourself. So you're not going to catch my ass fasting. I don't think I could fast for 72 hours, not my metabolism. Have you seen any of the current day red pill dating advice that is on the rise for young men? I feel like it is harmful. You'll have to be more specific about the advice, but I've been married to my high school sweetheart for 21 years. Been with her 26 years. I just know what I know. I'm not the guy. You seem like the kind of dude that's not easily persuaded into something spontaneous. Simply Deep, you're absolutely correct. Same reason I didn't get the shot, if you know what I mean. I need more data. I need to sit back and I need to look at it and evaluate it for myself. Hey, Mark, I'm going to get my personal training certification. One of you recommend NASM or ACE. They're both shit. They both suck. They're both horrible. They're both a waste of time. But if you get paid more or if you can get more clients with them, I'd probably say NASM. They're both shit, though. I live in Italy. It would be hard to come there. Now they have planes, bro. There he is. What's up, Pete? The healing benefit of fasting, not for fat loss. The healing benefits are, it's mainly from caloric deprivation. I don't think there's much healing benefits for fasting. I think at least not backed by data. Like you could have Paul Saladino tell you to pig's ass and fucking a raw pig's ass and fucking fast for 4 days, but it doesn't mean there's data. If there is data, they're really reaching, right? How little are your arms? Well, they're little, but not as tiny as your penis. My arms are big enough to win an IFBB Pro card and compete as an IFBB Pro at 43 years old next year. So I'd say they're okay. They're not big enough, but then again, you know what? I have my faults. Like my calves are small, my arms aren't big enough for my torso. I need better hamstrings, but at the end of the day, I've done something very few do, and that's get a pro card. So with that said, scoreboard, scoreboard. Um, do you think bodybuilding improves sex life? I'm married. I don't have sex. Um, I mean, how do I say this without having TMI? I listen to some dudes talk, and like dudes my age, because that's who's around me a lot, like soccer and football dads, and they're not horny, like they don't have sex drives, and their wives are usually begging for it. Like in my situation, I have the sex drive, more of a sex drive, and and basically I'm like a teenager, and that could be because my hormones are balanced. I go to Hormone Health and Wellness. I think they'll be linked down below. I'm not sure if it auto populated, but if you want the info, just DM me on Instagram. But I'm on TRT, and I feel like $1,000,000. So, from a sexual standpoint, yeah, I mean, bodybuilding keeps you youthful, keeps you healthy. Erections are from blood flow. So if you have good blood flow, good cardiovascular health, um, good, good everything. Like if you're optimal, like you're gonna have better sex. Um, I'm stuck at 23% body fat. I think my macros are off. I work out 4 to 5 times a week. So if you're stuck at a body fat level, it means that your macros are off. They're too high. Like that's easy. Like if you're not losing weight, it means you need to drop your calories. I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm not saying that to be facetious, but if you want a good coach, I can do it for you. Take all the guesswork out of it. That's marklobliner.com. That's marklobliner.com. Hire me, and I will take you to the promised land. Mark, do you feel it's easier to take a post-workout shake and then eat your post? So what I do, I get home. I don't rush the shake. I'm not one to, I got to get it down. I come home, have a big bowl of cereal, either Lucky Charms clusters or Reese's Puffs, usually about 75 to 100 grams of carbs from cereal. What I'll do is I'll take MTS whey isolate, so the MTS isolate, and I make a shake out of it, vanilla or chocolate, and I use that as my milk in the cereal, usually 40 grams of protein, 75 to 100 grams of carbs. I'm usually hungry about an hour later. Thoughts on full fat milk versus non-fat milk? It depends on where your macros need to be. If it fits your macros, whichever one fits your macros. I don't know what this guy is seeing, but his arms are small. I don't know what's big. Well, obviously not his wiener. When are you and Alan going live? I was actually just about to ask about that today. I've just been too busy. I had to do sauna today because my water's all off. My body's messed up from all the traveling. So I had to do sauna. Is there any one thing or routine you recommend for focus and motivation? Honestly, getting enough sleep and Ambrosia Mental Jewels. Ambrosia Mental Jewels is the hack. It is the hack, but you need to get shit right. You need to get your sleep right. You need to make sure to get enough sunlight. Make sure you're healthy. Make sure you're not fat. That'll help. Anyway, guys, that's it. I got to go. It's hot. It's been 30 minutes. I've been in here total. Love y'all. Have a great day.